So this is the pound dollar analysis for Tuesday, the 3rd of April. Now, let's just have a look at our prices and where prices may likely go. So here on the pound against the dollar, we did see the sell side momentum come into the market here. Slightly below the, let's just get this correct. Slightly below the 42.66. I think we were up at the 42.50s or so. Slightly below that. The 42.40s. We did see the sell side momentum retest the 40.69 with daily confluence of 200 period average. So the bullish buy side momentum take us for another test of the 41.96, from which we did see the sell side momentum breaking eventually the 200 period average. Had a retest of the 40.69 from underneath. So the sell side momentum come down towards this 400 period moving average here. Now, at this 400 period moving average, we have seen bullish buy side momentum come off this 400 period average on several occasions. We've tested the 40.69 from underneath, and again, we do look poised for another test of the 40.69. Now, these candles that we've had in this particular range that's developing here between the support of the 400 period moving average and the resistance of 40.69 are pretty small in size. If we don't see a successful break and hold of the 40.69 for a move back up towards our 41.18 and the 200 period moving average, we're possibly looking for a breakdown beneath this 400 period moving average, as these candles suggest there, even though there was some bullish buy side momentum bringing prices upwards, it has been somewhat weak. There is a suggestion that there is a bit of a bearish overhang in this most recent trend here to the upside, suggesting it might just be a retracement rather than a recovery. So potential for sell side momentum coming to the market from the 40.69, bringing us back down towards our 40.05. 140.05 is a major level marked out here in red. If we do see a breakdown from it, however, we're then looking for price to move down towards our 39.42. Wouldn't anticipate price to move much beyond 39.42, but then the very next level that we are looking at beyond 39.42 is a move down towards 139. If, however, we do see that strong bullish buy side momentum come into the market for a break and hold above the 40.69 again, we've mentioned the 41.18 with that confluence of 200 period average, thus increasing like the potential seeing some retracement from that 41.18. But if we do sufficient momentum to break and hold above that level, then we are looking for prices to progress towards that 41.96, which I would expect to be the far end of the range here on the 3rd of April. But if we did see the progression and we did see sufficient volatility, I suppose that's 142.40, 142.50 may just come into focus here on the pound against the dollar. Now we'll just head over to the daily chart before wrapping up here on the pound dollar, and we get the scale on here correct. And as we can see here on the pound dollar, we've had the brief sell-off there, posted a lower high, the move downwards, posted a higher low, had a strong progression to the upside and towards that 142.40s. We did have some strong sell side momentum come into the market, as indicated by these three bearish candles. I'd say they're pretty strong, closing near their lows with the exception of the first candle, but it got a pretty large range to it, and it does most of the range of the candle was to the downside. We saw a lot of sell side momentum, not much in terms of upside momentum here. Now the recovery we've seen over the past 2 days, we're into the 3rd day now, remaining bullish territory. The candles are pretty small in size, especially in comparison to the sell side momentum, so we do have to be aware that this may just be the retracement as mentioned before, and we see further sell side momentum before potentially finding support, putting in a higher low for a progression upwards to retest the old highs. And with that said, that wraps up the pound dollar analysis. Thanks for watching.